Alright, y'all. It's about 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 12th of September 2020, Saturday. Ryland and I are out here in a super cool little minivan in the parking lot of my apartment complex, Old People Senior Apartment. Hoping like hell that none of these old white devils try to cause any problems for me just minding my own business. Because, well, you know me, I reciprocate. So anyway, seen a lot of white devilism trying to attack my energy today already. I mean, you got like people like the celebs like Jennifer Gardner. They want to get some more tortured baby blood, get high again. So, they're reading their scripts and doing their little videos with, charlatans and clown shoes like Dr. Falsey, who never told the truth ever. Has no integrity and has violated his Hippocratic oath, to not do any harm just by suggesting that people wear a covering over their face all the time. Suggesting that people stay at home and not get within 6 feet of other people, because humans are not designed to live like that. There's only very few people that are designed to be like hermits. We're a pack species. We roll in packs. That's why we build cities and shit. So yeah, you get that, just turn it on your goddamn laptop. Then slow down because, well, some backdoor bullshit, it's like, is it, what Cheesin is traitor piece of shit's fucking doing that shit, hit to send out devils and time-traveling angels of death and just let go of it and curses. Then I try to walk Aslan. Well, no, then I'm sitting there, just I'm making a video for a song just for the fuck of it, not one that I'm going to distribute, just one that I put online as one of my female entity personas, right? And while I'm doing that, then my kid hits me with the usual he can't show up shit. So it's like, it got into the text rhetoric. It's like the dialogue of like, hey, people who don't set up a storefront and shit, they're fucking with the system. They're fucking with energy. They have people writhing in pain and shit, because they come into a little weed and suddenly they're a caregiver. They haven't secured a fucking supply yet. So, but they're out dealing, you see? And it's like, yeah, you haven't secured a supply, but you're dealing, so you're a parasite on the system. You're an opportunist. You're like a motherfucker who found a truck full of, radios and shit. And now you think you're a radio dealer, But once the radios are gone out of that truck, well, then you got no more product. You haven't secured a supplier, you see? And you're supposed to have more than one supplier in case one supplier fucks up, because you have a reputation to uphold. Now, you see, with people like my kid and other caregivers, their reputation is, well, they're just not there. They're in it for the money, and if it's an inconvenience to them, they're not going to fucking be there for you. They're not going to, go out of their way to make sure that if you're relying on them that you're not left hanging. And then they got some shit to say about the motherfucker who's not white trash, who set up a fucking storefront and keeps it open and is there, dependable for you, so that you can go get it when you need it. And it's like, what kind of punkish retard shit is that? You motherfuckers are parasites that are fucking everything up if you just stop acting like you can fucking be caregivers and just admit, hey, I'm an opportunist. I came into a little bit of weed, but I ain't going to be able to supply you next month at this time. My little brother went into this vape cartridge shit, bought him a little vape box and everything, thinking that my kid would make it up the next month. And I just giggled to myself because, well, my kid's not dependable, man. If it's convenient and there's some shit up this way he can do, while he's doing it, well, then, yeah, he'll make it. And he's got the nerve to talk about the greed of motherfuckers that run dispensaries. It's like, well, wait a minute. You're the motherfucker who, if you're going to lose out, you can't make the trip. So Johnny's sitting there waiting for this motherfucker. I giggled. I'm like, man, you better just call your guy. My kid done forgot about you. He made his few bucks off you. He's like an ABC warehouse salesman. He don't care about return customers or making another sale to you. You know, when it's convenient for him and he can slide out to your way again and he's got some shit to sell, then yeah, he'll want to sell to you. You know, that's what these caregivers are. They're not really caregivers. There's no such thing as a caregiver, okay? They're in it for the money. They're not in it to stop unnecessary suffering. They're not in it to, make sure that people, are taken care of, okay? When you rely on one of them motherfuckers, you're everything but took care of, you know? So it's like, if you can go to a dispensary rather than wait for your caregiver, if it's Friday, you better go to the goddamn dispensary. You see, because the caregiver's not going to make it over the weekend. He's a dumb dick. He's not really about giving care. He's about making them dollars like everybody else who sells weed. That's why Steppenwolf's goddamn really applies to this generation of caregivers, air quotes. Yeah, because goddamn them motherfuckers, man. You know? And at least the heroin dealers and the crack dealers in the cities make sure that they secure a source so that, they can keep re-upping to keep selling. So they're more business-minded than these motherfucking parasites calling themselves caregivers, delivering from their cars and shit, driving around, dealing to people and shit. And it's like, yeah, you have a secured sources, multiple sources. The minute your primary source falls out or something happens to them, you're going to fall out. And there's going to be ripple effects bullshit, you see? Everybody who relies on you is suddenly fucked. Well, it's supposed to rain, so I got bundled up a little bit. It's supposed to be like 56, 60 degrees, some shit like that. I got bundled up and take Aslan for a walk, down the block and shit. I don't know how far I'm going to go because I didn't really feel up to it. Plus, it's going to rain. It's predicted to rain. And it just seems like, well, they mispredicted it, like it's going to come sooner, every time you're out walking and the shit. So, pardon me. I'm walking and get up to this house and I hear a guy scream, "Hey!" And I just happen to look over and 2 dogs are running over at us. No leash. One of them's a big-ass dog, a big young dog. But they weren't violent dogs, okay? I think they were curious. I picked Aslan up off the ground and spun around. Looked down at him, had my fucking, my stem, it's a glass stem. So, motherfuckers naturally think it's meth or something. No, it has a roach in it, a weed roach. And I was smoking that, minding my own business, when them fucking dogs came running up. And I picked Aslan up, and he started to trip out a little bit, but I, kept my energy, no tension. And somehow that transferred into Aslan, where, he didn't go nuts. Screeching at him, because those dogs just came up and looked up at us. They didn't bark. I just was like, uh-oh. He kept doing that. And the big dog just kind of backed off and, eventually listened to the guy that kept calling him. And, people came rushing out of the house because, well, it's a big dog. What if it jumps up and attacks me and my dog, So, they should be alarmed, Your big dog might fucking cause a news story. It might cause some shit to happen if something happens to my dog, I don't care what happens to me, but if something happens to him, I'm going to have to fuck you up, all right? And it's just where I'm at with that. If you're using your location to endanger little dogs, you won't be staying at that location very much longer. It'll just have to be leveled. Fuck it. So, that's where I'm at with these motherfuckers that think the rules don't apply to them. And then, okay, well, how many little dogs have you let your big dogs accost? Now, when you die, you're going to get time looped as them little dogs. Who knows if you're going to get spiritually executed? That depends on what other offenses you have, what other time loops you have to do. But you're at least, before you go any further, you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for accosting little puppies with big dogs and shit, thinking that you got some kind of right because it's your dog. that you don't have to put a leash on it. It's a dog, goddammit. All right? It might see a squirrel across the street and go running, especially a big dog, and cover a lot of ground real quick, and then fucking it's in front of a car, the car can't stop, blam, it hits it. You killed your fucking dog, not that person in that car, not that squirrel. Not circumstance, not situation. Had you just not been a white devil and put your big dog on a leash or in a fenced-in yard to contain it, it wouldn't have been under the wheels of that car. Stupid white trash. You see? So it's like, you know, these trashy entities and shit just trying to wipe the smiles off our faces and shit. And I just determined, I giggle. And, you know, I tell Aslan, you know, when he calms down, I finally set him down. We, you know, a house distance away from it. You know, and so then we're coming up to the corner and there's a chick with her big dog, but it's on a leash. And she's a young chick. Well, she's doing everything wrong with her big dog, okay? When you're walking your dog, you're supposed to teach it about yard side. Okay, what's on the yard side of the sidewalk, you don't fuck with that unless it's right up by the sidewalk, okay? If the tree's right by the sidewalk, you can pee on it unless there's, like, decorations around it or something. Or a ring around it. You know how people put them rings around it? You don't want your dog peeing in their wood chips. So it's, or in their flowers, you see? So it's like, yeah, if there's a ring, okay, that's yard side. You say to the dog, yard side. But all the poles and everything that's in the common area between the sidewalk and the street, that's fair game. That's public property. The dog can pee on that shit. He can shit over there. You take your bag out your pocket and clean it up. You see, and nobody should be able to say shit. Because, well, that's city property, you know? Look it up. You may have to mow it and maintain it, but you don't own it. It's not fucking part of your shit. Your shit goes to the sidewalk, yo. For all you hillbilly-minded motherfuckers that got your cars parked out on that shit. That ain't your shit. That ain't your parking spot, hillbilly. Dumb fucking redneck makes everybody fucking like you look bad. You see? So, yeah. We have in this place, you know, old people, right? A lot of old women who are like their buddies, they're this little old people gang of this apartment complex. You can see it. And one of them I have talked to on the bus a few times. And, you know, I've heard her a lot of bubble stories about me. So, you know, she thinks she knows something, but she doesn't. Because, well, she's one of them type of people that she'll just superficially get to know you or know shit about you. Think she knows shit about you. And then fucking she'll act like she knows everything about you. Go telling people shit about you, right? Like my neighbor Mimi, she told me that she keeps her fucking muzzle on her dog all the time, you know, when he's outside. No, she doesn't. She put the muzzle on him to show me how he changes his demeanor and how when he's in service mode, when they're going to go up to one of these elderly people's houses to take them groceries or whatever it is that she had in the bag, she puts that muzzle on him. So that he's in service mode and he won't be jumping around, or if he sees another dog, he won't bark at it, you know? Or if he sees a cat in their shit, he won't bark at that. You see, it's like, dude, the dog is trained to react to the muzzle, and she wants him to act dignified when approaching other people's property, so she puts the muzzle on him before she leaves the sidewalk to walk up towards their place. But to hear this other woman tell it, oh, she's just some mean bitch who, you know, she keeps that muzzle on their dog all the time, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, now this person has talked to me, so now she's going to think she has the right to speak on me. And that's where people come into problems because, well, for every idle word, I hold motherfuckers to that law. You don't say idle words about me that's not going to promote me or cause people to want to stream my music, buy my MP3s, or read my books or some other way benefit me. Or come bless me. You see what I'm saying? Come give me some pussy, drive me around, take me to get a chocolate malt, buy me a pizza, suck my dick, you know? If you're not going to say shit like that to inspire that reaction from the world, don't say shit about me. Because you're getting fucking hit with, you know, cartoonish, self-replicating curses. Okay? They're hitting you like the nanobots in the food. And you need to understand that shit. It's just as real. You notice people will talk bad shit about me. Bad shit happens to them. Because, well, I'm not sitting up gossiping about motherfuckers. I make videos, and if I say something about you, you can listen to it, and you can adjust whatever it is that made me say that about you to where I can't honestly say that about you. Then you can come back and make a comment on the video. Hey, Yeah, you can't say that about me no more. Yeah, there you go. I mean, if you apply it to yourself, a lot of times I just say shit generally, and it's like, oh, wow, you got a guilty complex because you know it applies to you. So what I don't like about this place, or how I have my van parked, maybe I'll try and park it in a different spot, is where I'm sitting right now. I'm right in front of the sign, and I'm facing it, and I'm in the passenger seat of the van, and old people in their apartments can, see me sitting out here. I don't know if they got some kind of rule against, hanging out in your vehicle or whatever. It's like that rule is going to have to be broken by me because, well, when I go to sing and play my guitar, I'm going to have to come out to this thing. That's why it's here. It's a little tiny mobile practice studio, That's what I have it for, basically. And in case of an emergency, if I need to go somewhere, and I don't have no other choice. I do work around shit, The laws of God supersede the laws of man, and they have long ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, violated the intent of the law regarding my situation. And due to their idiocracy, they expect me to just suffer the rest of my life. Everybody that, is instrumental in me not having what I'm supposed to have right now, was stupid about it, okay? They didn't have a clue what the fuck, and they didn't understand nothing about me. I should be put in a position where I can be a productive citizen, I shouldn't be in this position where, hey, wow, you just have to succumb to it. You're disabled, Because, well, I can drive. I can drive very fucking good. So it's like, oh, well, if you just would stop being illegal rogue bugs, abusing laws and shit, corrupt as a motherfucker, then, I could be all that I could be. And I could be paying taxes, and I could be thriving in America. They're violating my right to seek happiness, to seek the American dream. There's a violation of, that's a violation of my constitutional rights, but there's no constitution anymore. For those of you who don't know that, March 13th, when President Trump stepped down as president and gave the UN control over America, our constitutional rights were nullified. So if the celebrities knew that he was going to do this, then yeah, I guess there was a reason to hate him. Because now there's a reason to hate that fucker. He's done what no other president has ever been ghetto enough to do. And you had to know some bad shit was coming when Pence was so ghetto, he took a motorcade onto Mackinac Island. It's like, if you want to go to Mackinac Island, they have horse buggies and shit. That's how you do it, you lazy white devil piece of shit. So he desecrated fucking Mackinac Island. That's something that not even anybody in Obama's administration ever did. They flew a plane too close to a building or too close to a city, no-fly zone or some shit. That's all they did. They didn't go fucking violating the earth, and the very concept of a place. When you go to Mackinac Island, there's a pure energy about it from there not being vehicles driving around on it all the time. There's the service vehicles and delivery vehicles, granted. But because people have to come there and shed that aspect of themselves, it puts the energy on it, that good energy on it. I wanted to take this dog for a longer walk. It's like the energy was just against it. He seemed to be fighting against it, pulling and fucking yanking, and it's like, then on the way back, he's all tired. We didn't go 2 blocks, man. He's Scooby-Dooing me. I don't know if he was tired or, he does say he'll Scooby-Doo you if he doesn't want to go that way. He wanted to follow that big dog that girl was letting go up in everybody's yard. Even though it was on a leash, she wasn't teaching it yard side. So it won't know any better if it ever gets loose. Hang on, buddy. We're gonna go in a second. I had to wait for the guitar to come back around. 20 minutes hit. Now it's got to go in the movie maker. See, you act like fucking you're missing out on something. You're not missing out on nothing. There ain't nothing happening. It's like fucking you won't interact with other dogs the way you're supposed to, so you're never gonna have a dog friend. You know? You always got to be growling and yiping and wanting to fight. That's people behind us at the house there. See, I got shoved in this little tiny old people apartment, and right across the street is a brand new, great, big, giant house that's more the speed that I was hoping God would deliver. You know, a couple of them want on some property at least so that the animals could have a kitty door and go out. You know? I had big aspirations, but it wasn't so that I could just be some rich fucker riding around on a boat, playing video games and drinking baby blood. I wanted to fund ministries. I wanted to relieve unnecessary suffering. That was my life's goal and intent. I had no doubt that I had the talent. Okay, I've displayed to y'all. I've got the talent, and on every level, in every style of music, you know, that's popular. You see what I'm saying? And it's like they're so hardened, you know, to this. Yeah, I mean, they're just like glued to it, and they won't let anything that's not it be acknowledged. You know, it's like, what the fuck, man? You know, I don't need to make the millions you made to do what I want to do. You know, I need some properties, and I need the ability to. I'm gonna, you know, hire some people, put stuff in their name so that they can get tax exempt status, so that I can generate an income to keep those ministries self-sustaining after I die. You see, and I know the difference between people who should be, you know, entrusted with shit and people who shouldn't. You see. You know, I know how to test them out if they're willing to you know, forego the testing, if they're willing to endure the testing, yeah. No, okay. There's a young dude helping an old person with their vehicle. All right. I'm seeing a young dude out here. An old lady, SUV, hoods up. I don't know what they're doing. Might just be checking her washer fluid or something. Yeah. I seen her and an old dude riding around the block in that thing yesterday when Aslan and I were walking around. I'm going to walk them around in the woods across the street here in a second. See, you know, I'm hoping that this thing I'm doing with y'all ain't causing like some old, decrepit, evil bastard to be like, you know, oh my God, he's out there in this van. You know, it's like, I don't need no more of that shit. I have motherfuckers crying about me fucking feeding a few homeless cats and literally going nuts and killing the cats in a horrific manner. This lady looks familiar that just pulled in all intently. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, no, she doesn't look familiar. She's one of them older people that has a young demeanor to her, so you think she's way younger than she is if you see her from a distance. I'm one of them older people who does that to people. They think when they see me from a distance that I'm way younger than I am. Yeah, around here, I guess they just, you know, there's no worries that people are gonna fuck with your shit. I'm seeing that. I guess they abide by boundaries here. You wouldn't really need locks. I don't know. If people don't use them, You must not need them, right? Now this woman just seen me sitting in the van when she pulled up and went up to this old people apartment and just slid their door open and walked in. I know one dude that's there is a tall, older guy, because I seen him come to the door while I was out here. I'm just hoping that it's not creating any problems, that people can mind their own business here. You know, because, well, I'm not hurting anybody. They don't want you, like, you know, smoking weed on the property and, you know, be 25 feet away from the doors when you smoke. Well, you know, the van solves all that because it can't nobody really see what I'm doing. I'm going to take you out in a minute, buddy. I know you're curious about what's outside and you want to go do stuff. We're going to go over there to the woods at least, even if it's raining. And I don't know if it's me or if it's in the air, but I'm seeing where there's like a mist blowing around in the air. It's not falling, it's blowing in the air. There's like a mist, little droplets, almost like a TV screen when there's no station connected to it, no cable connected to it, how it's just a bunch of fuzz, but it's not all deep like that. I mean, you can see everything through it, you know, but it's like that's there. There's that layer of stuff floating in the air, and I've been noticing it, I don't know, for about a week now. I noticed it before moving here, and I noticed it here really heavy, just sitting on a chair looking out the back deck window, you know, the sliding doors, just sitting there looking outside. Through the sliding doors, you can see it plain as day. But when you go outside, you're not getting wet. It's not dripping on you. So, yeah, for all these people know, I want to have a private conversation. This old lady's vehicle won't start or some shit. I don't know. She just called this chick over. This woman must be a problem solver. All right, yeah. I guess we'll call this one done. I'm doing a lot of content. Well, somebody's keeping up with it because, well, on BitChute it's getting a lot of views. And if you don't log in and look in the YouTube studio, you'd think that on YouTube none of them are getting seen either. So, or that on YouTube none of them's getting seen. I mean, you know, on BitChute, you know, you can see, oh wow, yeah, look, that fucking uploaded yesterday. It's already been looked at fucking 35 times, you know. So that covers everybody. I mean, if all of you went there, ain't that about our numbers now? Ain't we right around in the 30s? I know we were up to around 300 and something for a while, but, you know, then there was the falling away. And we're back down to like 10% of what we peaked at a few years ago. That's fine. This is not a hireling situation, you know. And it's not supposed to be easy. A lot of us are finding that out as we endure things that we didn't know we could endure, and smile through it like a motherfucker. Big happy grins. Happy cheesing motherfuckers, yo.